There's not one thing that can happen in this earth, God, that you can't control. I'm asking you right now to control it, God. Get the men and women that are out there fighting, oh God, in the scientific community, God. Give them what they need this hour. The faith in your life begins to develop when God starts to perform in your life. The Bible tells us in Ephesians 1:1, God works all things according to the counsel of his will. So when you're going through, quit looking at it out of your eyes and start to try to understand it from a spiritual perspective. God is working it from the counsel of his will. Obedience. Obedience is the power. Amen. I know y'all thought I was talking about that rod. The rod could have been anything. And the rod is still going to be called, it's called the rod of God. But obedience is what make the rod, give the rod the authority. God will always keep his promises. He wasn't just telling, you know how we tell folks something just to keep them from talking. And, you know, Moses was going through all that. I can't talk. I'm not eloquent, this, that, and the other. But God says, I'm going to send your brother. God always keeps his promises. And here we are, Paul's writing to the church in Galatia saying, be not weary in well-doing, for in due season you shall reap if you faint not, if you don't give up, and if you don't give in, if you don't get discouraged to the point where you can't continue the fight that God has started. Amen. Trying to bring you to a purpose and a place. Amen. But you got to let God have it all. You can't get mad and you can't get so weary that you can't continue to move forward in the plan of God. Because God is faithful. We ought to remember that. We realize that in these 3 verses I just read, there is a due season. But when God calls somebody, he's able to empower that person to do what he calls for them to do. Amen. So the first thing Moses, like so many of us, is find an excuse so I don't have to do it. But God says, no, I got the right person.